go to those.
I hate it here. All right, welcome to episode 119 of Those Millennials podcast. Today I am your humble, gracious, highly favored host, very thankful host, K the Classic. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my boys and friends in real life. The team is whole again. Jesse decided to do a stupid tradition and walk off in the middle of the intro. So, Rel, how you doing? Rel's here. How's your pockets? How's your mental health? How's your well-being? How's the Vegas heat treating you?
Fuck this heat.
That's all you got? Jesse decided to come back. Jesse decided to walk and go get a fucking water bottle in the middle of the fucking intro. Jesse, how are you doing? How's your pockets? How's your mental health? How's the weather in sunny California?
It's hot. Number one. Number two, can't stop hating on my entrance, man. You hating on the entrance. Ain't nobody else doing this anywhere else.
Well, you obviously didn't watch the last pod because you didn't watch the last pod because just the Jarrell copied you in the last pod.
I appreciate you, Ralph. Keep it alive. Let it be known. That's my thing. So if you see somebody else doing it on another pod, you tell them that's Jesse's thing.
What does that do to the podcast listeners that listen on audio only? That does nothing for them.
I'd like to make an entrance.
Cut it on YouTube.
You're letting them know every time.
That's true. Speaking of YouTube, this is Those Millennials podcast and YouTube show. I always forget to add that in the beginning. First and foremost, thank you for all our new subscribers, everybody that's checked us out on YouTube and all of our listening platforms that have us on there on streaming. But we've noticed, though, a lot of you guys are watching. A lot more people are watching the pod on YouTube, and we very much appreciate that. But we need from you guys to subscribe. Like, helps the pod. It costs you nothing. We need you guys to subscribe to the podcast. It helps the pod go a long way. It helps the algorithms, help other people that might want to check us out find us. So please, please, please. I don't normally like begging, but please subscribe on YouTube and wherever else you listen to us on streaming. All right, so. A lot to get to, but Rel, I don't know if Rel wanted to say something, ask something first.
All right,
or
so
just ask something first.
Over the past week, I've been watching this funny ass thread, and I just wanted to see what would you guys do in this situation. Would you live in Gotham City in a 3-bedroom if rent was $300 a month? Would you live? It just all. I mean, I just was so curious. The thread was funny. You know, when niggas talking about having Zaza laced with fear, with Scarecrow's fear.
Would you live in Gotham City in a 3?
Oh man, this is a great conversation. I talk about this one all the damn time. Go ahead, guys.
Jesse. I'm just reiterating the questions for the listeners.
Okay, all right.
Rel asked if you would live in Gotham City for a rent of $300 and you live in a 3-bedroom house. Would you live in Gotham City? Is that correct?
Yes. Would you do it?
I would not go anywhere near Gotham City. Fuck a Gotham City. Like, do you understand? Gotham City is like the most dangerous place in the world. Like, I won't go to Gotham City.
Jungles mixed in Compton, mixed with like Chirac, mixed with freaking Marcy projects back in the 80s. What are we talking about here?
No, the Vegas mobsters, Chicago mobsters.
Like, what are we talking about? It's all mixed in one.
It's not even all of those things. It's like before you even get to like Chirac and Compton, it's all of those things. And then you get to Chirac and Compton and then you get to the hood. Like that's the worst part about it. Like there is no safe space in Gotham. Like you could be rich.
Unless you're rich. You still get ripped.
You literally have to live like Bruce Wayne and like outside on the outskirts and have your own damn mansion. Like that's the only way you can start. I want no parts of Gotham. I want no parts of Metropolis. I want no parts of fucking any of those superhero cities that they save them. Because do you notice who they save all the goddamn time? It ain't gonna be my black ass unless I'm in the area. They ain't saving my black ass. They're gonna go save Lois. They're gonna go save any white girl that Bruce.
I don't want to live in the DC universe.
Nowhere near.
I don't want to live
Star City. I don't want to live in Star City.
I don't want to live in Star City.
I don't want to live in Central City where Flash is at because he may run into me. I may just be crossing the street.
I don't want to live in. I don't want to be in Kansas for the Wizard of Oz. I don't want to live in none of these places. Like, what are you talking about?
Kansas, I just don't want to live there because it's Kansas. But but overall, I think I don't know. I've lived in some. I think the worst place I ever lived was fucking Colton, California. Like it was just. I mean, it's personally since I've been an adult. Like, you know,
what is happening? Did you just convert?
Oh yeah,
convert Colton, California to Gotham City.
Go off of Washington in 215. It's dog shit over there. But I'm just comparing it to the worst place I've ever lived in. And would I compare living over? I mean, because there's a lot of base heads and night walkers over there. And what's the difference between base heads and night walkers in Gotham City? So. I mean, look, I've always known that if you keep your head down in the ghetto, that's how you stay from getting knocked off. That's what my cousin told me. Keep your head down in the ghetto. That's where you stay from getting knocked off.
Gotham's not even a ghetto, dog. Like, Gotham is not even a ghetto.
I would do it just so I can keep my head down, you know, not get knocked off, you know.
That's the problem. You can keep your head down and mind your own goddamn business, and this Clay man.
Hey, you know who was minding their own business? Bruce Wayne's parents. Bruce Wayne's parents was minding their own business. They were leaving a theater. And then they got robbed and got mugged.
Can you imagine?
I'm literally talking about. We saw what the Waynes did with the whole housing project and created the Riddler. We saw all that shit. So we're not gonna just.
We're gonna go off of that Batman.
The Waynes clean, you know, from everything.
Right. You also could watch if we just go off the DC the Batman the animated series. You could literally wake up in the morning and be like, "Is that smog?" Or is that the Joker's laughing gas that's in the air right now? You literally would have to walk around with a gas mask. Like everybody's pissed off to be wearing a mask right now, face mask, just to avoid COVID. Do you know what you would have to wear just to walk down the street in Gotham so you don't fucking just die?
The point is, like, there's never any good outcome. Like, there's never what? No, what?
Metropolis. You don't know what Superman runs into buildings with no fucking care in the world. That was like the only thing I loved about that Batman versus Superman. This man is literally destroying buildings. It's literally an earthquake.
Actually, what did I do wrong?
Exactly. And then the next one, why do people hate me? I wonder why. Like, I was living here for 1 second. As I was walking into my building, the whole building just destroyed. Yeah. Like, there is no insurance for that. Yeah, you see Batman just jumping off your building or breaking through a window. Like, all right, I guess I just got to replace that. Like, there's no replacement.
What's the coverage for that?
At least Bruce can pay for that. At least Bruce can pay for that. Clark Kent can't pay for shit. Clark Kent is a reporter, and it's like not even a good reporter. He's a partner. It's Lois Lane that get the big shit. Yeah, he's just there.
Yep, that's true.
He probably get paid less than Jimmy.
All right. So we're gonna talk about Bron going to Drew League. But first I want to set the stage. So Rel and I were at Summer League last Saturday. This happened last Saturday, right? The second to last day before the Blazers won their Summer League World Championship. Go Rip City. And you know, it got word that obviously the day before it got word, Chris Haynes dropped the news that LeBron was playing at Summer League. I'm sorry, playing at the Drew League, right? And for some reason, the ESPN, the NBA app picked it up, right? Like while we was watching a game while the game was on, while the game was playing. We was watching the second game of the night of the Summer League. I forgot what game it was. What game was we watching? You remember?
Second game.
And we literally saw media members who were credentialed members literally pull out their laptops to watch the Drew League game instead of the game that was in front of them.
Very true.
That really happened. I don't know if you guys watched the Drew listen to the Draymond Green show, but I checked it out. Draymond went in detail, obviously, about what the atmosphere was like and how you know, it was hot as hell in that gym. The AC wasn't working properly, and he said it was literally dripping in there. And he said not because there was a leak in the roof, but because they tried to put the AC in as cold as possible because it was at more than capacity and the fucking ACs were leaking on the court, so they had to stop the fucking game every 10 minutes. Twitter was going crazy for Bron, and the link that everybody was trying to watch the game on. What was it called, Real? Do you remember the original link?
No, I don't. I got rid of it because I switched right over to the NBA.
The NBA TV one was working a whole lot better. But everybody knows LeBron. He dropped 42 points, had 16 boards, 4 steals. So obviously we could talk about the impact of what that meant for Compton, and obviously Debo was there too because everybody knows DeMar DeRozan's from Compton and he plays in Drew League every year. I kind of want to touch on how some people, and I'm not going to say any names, but everybody knows once I start talking, everybody knows who I'm going to be talking about. How a certain media member who's very famous, who we've talked about plenty of times on this podcast, for some reason decide to critique LeBron's play in the Drew League. Talked about his stats, talked about his missed free throws, talked about his defense, which was very, very weird. So yeah, Jesse, I see you shaking your head. I want to see, what did you think about, again, if you want to say this guy's name, you can, but what did you think about this specific media member talking about the Drew League like it was, game 7 of the NBA Finals for some reason for this person?
The sad part is, like, when you watch the little clips that they put on BR, everybody was like, comments is why, like, Skip's gonna say something about it on Monday. So it's just like, it is the sad part is all I did was like, yep, he is, like, and I didn't know what he had said. I didn't know what he said, but it's sad that it's like, it's so fucking predictable that you base your whole economy, everything you make off of this man, and you have to like critique everything he did and does, and they, people take you seriously, and that's the sad part. There's people that
this was 18 minutes of their A block of the show on Monday, 18 minutes long,
and he's gonna somehow turn this into like LeBron's not clutch or this, and it's just like, and people are gonna listen to this and they regurgitate this shit. And it's just like, bro, like, aren't you supposed to be on vacation? Like, there's no sports going on.
No, Jesse, not to cut you off. Every other media members are on vacation. I am not joking. Okay, obviously, I listen to basketball podcasts all day, every day. I have nothing to listen to right now. Next to nothing. Everything is pop culture based, again, which is fine. All NBA sports media members are on vacation. They're taking their time. Stephen A. Smith is gone. He's off. He's hurt. He's out because he's hurt too. But everybody's on vacation. Everybody that covers the NBA is gone. Skip and poor Shannon, for some reason, decides to come back after it literally was a week. And they decided to. He decided, because I know Shannon didn't really care either.
It's just, how do you take this shit seriously? Like,
it's almost a gimmick.
I would take the day off if he wanted to do this conversation. I would just take the day off. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna have this conversation with you. This is stupid. This is just stupid. But I mean, the only thing I would say,
you can talk about
the
the
only thing I was gonna say is it was very look at me Louis of LeBron to do this and take all the fucking shine of Summer League.
You know what? In the moment, I thought about that too, because, like, again, we were sitting in the section. Shout out to Dustin. Shout out to Gab and her family. Rel and I. We were sitting courtside, not courtside, but we were sitting watching the game for Summer League. It was a pretty entertaining game too, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And we pulled out our phones, we started getting updates and stuff too. So we were immediately distracted and pulled out our phones. And then we saw a credentialed gentleman sitting at one of the tables, had his laptop up to the game and was barely paying attention to what was going on the court. Do you feel like this was like a show me moment for him?
Oh yeah. Yes, it was. Of course it was. Like,
why can it just
moment.
be?
Why does it have to be a show me moment? Why can't it just be LeBron?
I'm not saying it negatively.
No,
come on. Like, this is the thing we're not going to do. This is the thing we're not going to do. We're not going to act like LeBron doesn't crave attention. The nigga wasn't in the playoffs. We're going to act like this nigga was like, all right, I wasn't in the playoffs, so I'm going to go play Drew League. Of course he was. Of course he's going to look at me. We didn't even know Kyrie was playing in it until it was announced like LeBron was playing.
And he did play it. Can I say something?
I think so.
He didn't play. So when you say show me, I think that's the wrong word. I think it was I guess it's
an ode to LA.
This was like that too.
He didn't play the first year he came to LA.
Because Jesse, we're not getting it. Because you're telling us right now, Jesse, this is all I can do for you, LA. I came here, I got y'all ring.
Oh, okay.
Lakers is fucking up. I gotta give back to the community how I got.
This what I was gonna say. I think it was like to show, you know. Again, this is just me thinking. You know, I still got it. Get me the players I need. I still got it. I'm still him. He said it on the shop. I'm still that guy. I averaged 30 points last season. I could have won the scoring title. I didn't. You know, I didn't want to do it. Obviously, because it's beneath me.
In year 19, he has to prove that.
I would say this: if he's at
no, it's to show the Lakers front office organization, get me the team around me because I'm still him.
We already saw it last year.
I agree, but for some reason, when you put 20 years behind it, everybody starts thinking he ain't got it like that no more.
That's stupid. Casuals.
And then, obviously, the great Zach Lowe just wrote a really fucking good piece. Everybody, again, you know, I only plug people that I really, really love. A really good piece about AD's revenge season. So if you have NBA Insider, go check that out. He went in detail about what he thinks AD is doing and what he thinks and what he believes AD is going to do this season.
I don't give a damn unless he plays 70 games. I don't give a damn about no workout, no bullshit, no nothing until I get 70 games. I don't care. I don't want to read another report. I've seen him. I've seen them all. I'm done with them. I just want him to play 70 fucking games. That's it. I don't give a shit what else he does. Help LeBron, AD. Help him, please.
I mean, what is that? What was that? RDC? I'm 30. I'm old.
Yeah.
Like, look. What was I gonna say? The reason why it's definitely a look at me. It's definitely like anything, any way you put it. Like, I still got it. Yeah,
it's not a look at me. It's more so like LA. I love you.
I'm still him. LA. I love you.
I'm not signing the extension. It's cool though. It's cool. We just gotta figure that's what I really think this was him saying I'm not signing the extension August 4th. So not everybody, Laker Nation, don't get mad when you don't sign the extension.
Don't ask me.
You can report it on those millennials first. LeBron, we're not signing the extension in the August 4th. We are not.
Wait. Why are you saying we're?
Me and LeBron. We're not signing the extension August 4th. So, and I think that's what, truthfully, all bullshit aside, I think that's what it's really about. I really think he's greasing Laker Nation because he's not going to sign that extension.
So I go play basketball, risk injury in a crowded ass gym where if you say the AC is leaking, condensation. Like, it's leaking. I can slip and fall. I can do all those things.
Court was safe.
I don't give a fuck what you say.
Apparently there were so many stoppages. Obviously that wasn't shown because people kept on coming on the court and they were like, we are not starting this fucking game until everybody gets behind the fucking, like they were kids. I mean, obviously there was kids there, but like, you know, everybody that was on the sideline trying to stand there.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it as a hater thing. Like, it's never bad. It's never bad to be like, look, if I go out, you know what I'm saying, and I dress up, look at me, I'm fresh to death. Like, I still got this. I still look good. I know what it is. Like it's just you take it as a negative thing. Like LeBron does crave attention. LeBron was tweeting things during the playoffs. Oh, I can't wait to get back in it. Just he's trying to create.
Jesse, do you know what? Jesse, do you know
because he's used to being talked about all the goddamn time.
He never not misses the playoffs. He never not misses the playoffs.
And he's used to not being
it's
talked
so
about.
weird hearing Drew talk like this. Keep going.
But anyways, I'm not saying it in a bad way. It is one of those things. I'm gonna go play with these little kids and show y'all I still got this shit. Not literally
these little kids.
Not literally. Not literally.
Jesse, there was professional overseas players out there. Jesse,
I'm gonna go play on JV to show y'all how good I am.
Jesse, there was professional overseas players out there. Really good high level kid players in college. What are you talking about, Jesse?
Oh, my bad, freshman. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I was being nice by saying JV.
I mean, one nigga said from Best Buy just about 2 hours earlier, and they went out there and checked LeBron. So that's a hell of a Sunday, you know.
So again, I didn't watch the game in full because I was we was at Summer League. But according to Draymond Green, that everybody the game Dre was saying the game was close in basically the entire time. Honestly, but he knew that once DeMar and Bron turned it on defensively, that they were going to get enough stops. And apparently, Dre said they got like 10 stops in a row in order to come back and win the fucking game. He's like, once they decided to lock in, he knew that LeBron, Dre, and DeMar was going to be able to score, and those other guys just wasn't going to be able to score. And that's what happened. I mean, just, it is. I've always said for years, we're all born and raised in LA, but like I've always wanted to go to the Drew. For years ago, I just I don't disrespect the Compton. I've never been to Compton like that. I don't go to Compton like that. That's what I should say. Does anybody have anything else to say before we move on to Charles Barkley potentially leaving inside the NBA? Dum dum dum.
I really think that this also was a preview too, because I mean, overall, I just think that LeBron kind of, in the aspect of why he did it, if he had a reason to do it, I think he would probably do it for reasons to show me I could have played with DeMar. I could have possibly played with DeMar, and we could have just did the 1-2 step, but now we got Russ. So
whose fault is that though? Whose fault is that?
Not Bron's. Not Bron.
Oh, it's that other dude, right? Is that other dude that
Pelinka, he made one misstep. He hasn't done anything.
Okay, that was one misstep. All right, cool.
You know who this is on? This is Jeannie Bush, because she should sell the team. But that's a different story.
Wow. If that was a taker.
I love how you don't blame the people that have anything to do with it. And then she gives these people this power.
And then
you're
like, that doesn't believe the Lakers aren't in bed with Clutch Sports.
Rambis pulled the thing with Russ. I'm cool. I'm cool on Jeannie, bro. She got to sell the team, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So reportedly, Charles Barkley is one step closer to joining the LV tournament. LV tour.
No, it's called the Live Tour.
Oh, it's called the Live Tour. That might cost him the inside the NBA. So tell me, what do you guys think? Go ahead.
Not the country. Can I explain what the Live Tour is?
Please.
Okay. So basically, the Live Tour is this. A new golf tournament, like, because basically the PGA is the main one where all the professional athletes go. So imagine if the big three came along and offered NBA players more money to come to their league, and then we get mad at the players for like doing both because it was maybe the big three could play in the off season and you can play the NBA between these months. So the Live Tour.
All right, hold on. Let me cut you off real quick. I know you were trying to make a comparison to like the big three, but they're not getting mad at them because they're going to leave to play this in this league.
No, it's because the people they're playing for. It's the people they're playing for.
Yeah, it's
okay,
it's
but the first issue is that the fact that they're taking money under the PGA Tour and they're getting double the money elsewhere else, and the PGA is mad because it's taken away. They're taking their best golfers away. So I mean, regardless of the Live Tour of who funded it, now afterwards we found out that there are some people who fund this that are not the best of people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know them. I don't want to talk about them. All I know is they're not great people. Phil Mickelson said there's some scary motherfuckers, but they also paid him $47 million. So
We talking mobsters? What are we talking about here? You just left it real vague.
I don't know. Go look up the people who run the
different country.
But anyway, it just the people are upset because of the people who are investing in it, but they're also upset that they're losing the good quality of golf. You're not getting your best golfers on your channels anymore. So that's the biggest issue. But now they're just trying to get anybody to come over there, a la Charles Barkley, and they were willing to pay him to play golf. So
that's very interesting. So what do you guys think this means ultimately? I mean, we've heard rumblings that, Charles is, 2 to 3 years from being done anyway with inside the NBA. Where does that stand with, Kenny? Because he's been there longer. Do you think Kenny, if Charles leaves inside, does Kenny leave too? Are they like a package deal? Does he potentially leave? And then what do you guys think of the future for inside the NBA is going to hold?
I think inside the NBA, I think the NBA TNT is better overall because they have the best studio network out of all the major networks. Well, ESPN, Fox Sports doesn't have any basketball, but even NBA Network, I think TNT has the best coverage, whether it be Dwayne Wade, Candace Parker, Shaq on Tuesdays.
Crawford when he slides in there.
Yeah, but honestly, Charles Barkley, not to say this, he's more so there for comedy than actually the shit that I want to see. So if he were to go away, it wouldn't really make a difference for me. Like he says,
that's crazy, shocking
shit, but he's not incisive that I need him to be. For the longest, he said jump shooting teams could never win a championship, and then the Warriors won because he proceeded to win 4 of them. So
fuck all that. The last 11 championships has been won by jump shooting teams, except the Heat.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm saying is I don't look for Charles for basketball analysis. I look for him to say shock shit, criticize people. That whole his biggest shit last year was the bus driver shit. It wasn't actually him breaking down the game or telling you who was good and who's better. It was the fact that he called KD a bus rider, when you need to be a bus driver. So, and Charles Barkley has never even fucking won a ring to even know what it is to even be on that fucking bus.
I hate that critique, but keep going.
But it's no, you never climbed the mountain, bro. Don't talk shit about somebody who climbed the mountain and say how they did it was worse than because you never got it. That's fucking.
I hate it here.
Suck my dick. That's asinine. That is the most asinine shit you could. How can Charles Barkley look at Kevin Durant and tell him anything other than accomplishing the championship is minuscule? How can he minuscule his accomplishments? How can you tell him what he didn't accomplish wasn't great? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. You can't just sit around.
If I remember correctly, he didn't disagree that what he did wasn't great. He was actually excellent in those finals. I think he acknowledged that, but he wasn't the bus driver.
I don't agree with either of those assessments. So I don't agree with Charles Barkley never won one, so how would he know? Charles Barkley's been to somebody who did that. Yeah, Charles Barkley's been to the finals though. Charles Barkley
as the best player on the team.
He ran into
Michael finals, Chuck.
He ran into Michael Jordan.
Into Mike.
He ran into
we come up with every excuse to keep moving the marker forward for Charles Barkley, but when Kevin Durant played on the championship and won the goddamn ring, they keep moving the marker.
Every team that ran into Michael Jordan's
team, I don't give a fuck.
Every team that ran into Michael Jordan's team, we're sitting there saying, "Well, you just didn't get. You were playing." I'm not gonna even go over this with you because that's a bullshit argument. I don't agree with Charles Barkley with saying he doesn't he needed to be the bus driver. Kevin Durant was the bus driver. In those finals, Kevin Durant was the bus driver. There's no argument against that. You can sit there and say he didn't have the best team. We're saying it's Steph's team by Steph's popularity of being on that team. But KD was running that team because they needed KD to come in to do what he did. Draymond
He wasn't going to win with Harrison Barnes again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not that's why I don't agree with any of those arguments. I'm just saying.
Not in 17. Hell no, they wasn't going to win with Harrison Barnes.
No, I'm not going to agree with any of those
arguments. No disrespect to Harrison Barnes.
Arguments.
Can I ask you one question before you go? Do you mean to tell? So for Charles Barkley to sit on his throne, his position, and his level of accomplishment, and to take down Kevin Durant's accomplishment, to say that he wasn't the bus driver, you don't think that's dog shit?
Like I said, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it because we know what he did. We know that he was not by far, but we know he was the best player on that team. I think what Charles Barkley is just trying to say is, here's why Charles Barkley has an argument. I didn't have anybody as good as Steph as my second guy. I didn't have anybody as good as even Clay as my second guy. I didn't have Clay was arguably the best top 3 best two-way player. Steph, best shooter, but they were doing this way before. I didn't have any of this. So when he sits there and say, Thunder Dan was not Clay. Like, no.
Stop it.
I'm like,
Space, get the hell out of here. Space, get out of here.
But the best player that Charles Barkley played with.
But it's like, you know what I mean? All those things we sit there and try to say, like, I get what Charles Barkley's trying to say in the sense of that, like, and it's the whole you went and joined another team. Like, but you went and joined a championship level team. That being said, I still don't agree with it because KD was a factor and by far made it a point, made them unstoppable. It wasn't like they came and added, some guy. It was KD. And then it was like KD became like, as much as Draymond's like, Steph was getting doubled and triple teamed, then and it allowed it easier for KD. Like, they changed their entire. If you actually look at their offense changed for KD. There was not that much movement. They weren't letting KD do more one-on-one ball.
If you want to talk about the finals specifically, they were stopping the off-ball trickery.
And they needed a guy that can handle the ball
that can break that.
And that was KD. They didn't have that. So it was one of those things where it's just like, I disagree with Charles Barkley because it's just one of those things. He did do what was necessary. Now,
so what do you think? What do you think about him potentially leaving inside the NBA?
This whole thing with this live golf is one of those things where I'm like, this is not even about him leaving to be this great analyst or add something. This is him getting money and gets to have fun for the last couple of years. Like, what live golf really is like, it's a boys club of getting millions of dollars, and they're gonna just be on private planes. You see these private planes they're on, they're laid back, chilling, drinking, all this stuff. It's one of those things where Charles Barkley is like, wait, I don't have to go to more than 4 or 5 events and I get paid. I
don't have to work every day during the finals during the playoffs when he complains all the time.
I'm not going to get paid not as much as I get paid. I'll get double that. They're going to offer me double that. That's the kind of money Saudi Arabia's throwing at these dudes. They're doubling all this stuff. The problem people have with it, or people try to mix into there, is like they're calling it blood money because of what they do. That government's very, you don't agree with the stuff they do. But you look at them, and then you look at the USO, or you look at the US PGA, and they have a golf tournament in Saudi Arabia. They have a golf tournament in China, so they don't mind taking their money. They have a problem when you try to take away from their money. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a toss up. But at the end of the day, will Charles Barkley be missed? Yeah, I mean, he's enjoyable, but I'm pretty sure TNT would figure out a way for him to be a part of it, at least when the playoffs come. So the only reason he wouldn't be able to be on it is I would think that it would be a morality thing. Like, I don't think it's something where they couldn't figure out a way to bring him on for like the playoffs, because he's Charles Barkley. He's entertaining and polarizing. You know what I mean? He always figures something out to say that, out of nowhere gets people talking. I also hated that he used this team to make that bus driver comment instead of, he didn't make it last year when KD's foot was 1 inch. Like, you know what I mean? When KD was leading that team, when KD was going through all those things, he used it this year where the Nets were this close to imploding. So that's why I think it's a poor argument. It's when you made the argument. You didn't make the argument when he was sitting there doing it last year. Last year, you was like, damn, the Bucks are lucky because it was 1 inch. You know what I'm saying? So, and that last year team was a more cohesive team than this year's team. So we already knew that like the Nets, we already had the idea the Nets weren't going to go far, or we believed that maybe they can pull it together because you got great players, but it was one of those things where it's like, you even said it was going to be a sweep, Kev. Like, you called it a sweep. Like, it was one of those things where it's like, I believed in their talent, but it was like, yeah, you can't do that as a basketball team. But that being said, Barkley goes, it's going to suck. But they've been steadily transitioning over. So eventually Draymond will get on there. I don't think Draymond and Charles Barkley are the same. I think a lot of people are trying to put on because he's opinionated and he says what is on his mind. But
I do think once he has that chair and he's not active anymore, he will say a lot more shit.
No, it's obvious. Like, he says a lot already. Like, he says a lot already. I think the part that's missing with Draymond that Charles Barkley has.
Kendrick Perkins a coon. We talked about that on
previous podcast. I think the one thing Draymond's missing that Charles Barkley has is Charles Barkley can laugh at himself. Like, Charles Barkley can't. Draymond
he's okay to laugh at himself. Yeah,
he's so fine with laughing at himself, and maybe eventually Draymond will get to that point. But I think Draymond's closer to Shaq than he is to Charles. If you say something about him not knowing something, I got these 4 rings and and it's like it dismisses his entire, like, it'll be like, yeah, you got these 4 rings, but you were never the caliber of Charles Barkley in the sense of what the numbers you put up. You're a great defensive player. I'm not taking that away, but I think that's one thing where it's like, can you be? I think Charles Barkley is so. I wouldn't say at peace, because at times he doesn't show that he's at peace with it. He does struggle with it, but it's like he's so okay with being like, hey, you can talk shit. Like, the man used to party with Jordan, and Jordan used to throw that shit in his face all the time. So I think he's like, I took it for the worst person, and I lost to the best player, so I didn't even trip it. But anyways, go ahead.
Rail, do you have anything else to add before we move on?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You want to give a quick shout out to a certain sister of yours?
Shout out to my baby sister Amari. Baby Aria is here. My sister Amari, 25 years old, the hooper, best shooter in my family. Just had her
by far. Continue.
She had just had her daughter this morning. Born at 2 a.m.
Congratulations, Mari.
So, baby Aria here. Congratulations, Mari. Congratulations to her awesome husband, Corbin. Definitely. I can't wait to meet my niece.
All right. Congratulations.
We should have probably started with that.
Put an applause in there, Kev.
Editor, put an applause in there.
Little Hooper born.
I just got one thing to say. I'll get off my chest. I want to do another congratulations since we're congratulating before we get to our millennial thoughts. Congratulations to Issa Rae for her new show that comes out tonight. Rap Shit, who got renewed before a episode aired for season 2. So shout out to all those black writers, because I know Kid Fury is one of the writers on there, and we all know everybody's been waiting and anticipating what was next for Issa after Insecure. So Rap Shit has already been renewed for.
We need to give her flowers. She's up there.
So Rap Shit has already been renewed for season 2 before the episode even aired. You guys would probably know more than I about this. Has that ever happened before, where a show was renewed before an episode has even been showed or aired? That's
when the pilot is good enough.
No pilot has been shown. What do you mean? Nothing has been shown.
Hold on. So there's no pilot?
Nothing has been. Nothing.
I'm pretty sure a network had to see the pilot. You can't pick up a show without seeing.
No, well, Kev.
What?
So there's a difference between a pilot and
the pilot.
Episode.
Yeah. First episode.
Of course, there's a pilot that only gets shows to execs.
Nothing has aired. Nothing is aired to the public, and everybody's seen before.
Some shows start with a Mando 2 seasons. You know.
No, not really. I mean, look.
That's the old way.
I mean, obviously it can still be canceled, but it's a great thing. I mean, shout out to Issa. Shout out to
Black Creators
Abbott Elementary.
Shout out to outstanding.
Season got a 22 episode order.
So fire.
That is extremely rare in itself. So
with that as a producer?
What's up?
Larry Whitmore involved in that as a producer?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll look that up right now. But yeah, that it's extremely rare. But like, shout out to Black excellence. That's all I have to say. It's like, it's just Black people. Look what you do when you give us the reins. You know what I'm saying? We have entertaining stuff, and there's one thing is like, look, it is always said Black people are the most consumers of television. And
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing necessarily, but continue.
Who knows? But it is, if that is still true, you see what happens when you put Black people on TV and you give them power, and we come and we flock to it, and we keep that stuff on. And if we literally keep it on, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's on. There's a lot of stuff.
We get shows renewed, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows that are on.
I can't tell you how many. Yeah, I mean, what's the show that I used to watch with the football players? No. The game got renewed like fucking 2 times on 2 different fucking networks,
and then it's brought back again. Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus. Like, it's brought back again. I will also say this. It's just one of those things where it's like, there's a lot of shows. Like, look, Power's cool for whoever watches it. I'm not knocking Power.
We don't want to knock y'all.
But
we don't want to alienate you guys that watch the 50 Cent
universe. Not alienating. I'm not alienating.
Have fun though.
For it to get a spinoff, several spinoffs at the same time. Says obviously 50 Cent has an excellent relationship over there. Is it
Stars? Give him all your money. Stars, give him all your money.
Stars, and he's building something there.
50 got him at gunpoint. Like,
I don't think Stars has had anything as popular as what 50 has brought to them. So, you know, no pun intended, but more power to him. So it's like, it's amazing that has happened. HBO is known to like give some shows a chance, but right now they've been canceling some shows like after their first season. So for something to be renewed before an episode even drops is amazing.
And we know if this is anything, if this show is going to be anything like Insecure. Insecure was appointment television for the culture. I expect rap shit to be the same as far as appointment television. It's going to be one of those water cooler shows that people talk about, and we trust Issa's writing at this point because she's done it for so long and been so prolific for it for years. All right, does anybody have anything else to say before we get to Millennium?
I got a question. Hey, bro, why are so many people interested in your dating life, bro? Like, they be asking. I saw you ask a question on Instagram, but I was going. It's a great question. Story. Why are so many people interested in your dating life, bro? What they want to know? Why?
What these bitches want from a nigga?
I think you turned off your mic.
You're muted. What these bitches
That's it. I said, can you hear me? Justin?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I posted that little NGL shit, and that shit turned out to be a bad idea. I don't know why. I don't even talk to y'all about my relationship life. Only nigga that really would know is Deshaun, what I'm really dealing with. But I don't know. It was just interesting. I don't get it. But a nigga focus on something else. So I appreciate all the likes and comments today and all the questions. And I'm not answering any more questions. That was the last NGL. Ever.
Oh no, you got to keep it going. You got a lot of questions, bro. A lot of people ask you a question.
They ask you like,
was it the same people?
I don't know. It's anonymous.
It's anonymous.
Oh, it's anonymous. Okay.
You can't even see, like, even if you pay the fucking $9.99 to see who it is, it don't even show you. I was like, because there was one question I was like, I need to find out who this is, and I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I remember because I don't think anybody would ask me any questions if I put that up. So
you probably would. I remember the one time, and then we can move on off of this. But the one time I did something similar to this on Facebook, it got overwhelming, and I couldn't do it no more. It was.
Really? I just don't think
I did it. It happened one night on Facebook, and it was way too much, way overwhelming. People's feelings got hurt, not mine. And it was just like, all right, well, this is.
I would say this. The reason why I've I've ghosted a lot of people in the last 6 months.
Oh, you the ghoster. Okay, cool.
Rel, to answer your question, Larry Whitmore is not a producer on here.
Okay.
On Abbott Elementary.
right,
Yeah,
so
I was like, first and foremost, much respect to you. Much respect to anybody that puts it on there and they get their questions. I personally don't think I'd get any questions or like.
I didn't think I would get
questions. I don't think people are really interested in what I'm doing, so it's crazy.
Well, that's because you're literally Casper the Friendly Ghost on the internet, on Instagram, Jesse.
That part, but it's also I was like posting a bunch of stuff. I don't think people would be that much interested. So it is what it is. Yes, to ask me questions, like nobody really be asking me all those.
All right, so YouTube, real quick, and so we can get some comments popping. Drop some questions on YouTube for Jesse, so he can.
I got 3 right now.
If we get 5 questions, Jesse will do it on Instagram. We'll do it. What
day would you do it? Oh hell no, 10. All right.
If we get 10, okay, let's do it. If we get 10 likes on this video.
Oh, likes?
Yeah, if we get 10 likes on this video,
I thought it was gonna be 10 comments.
Jesse will do the NRL.
Because I don't be all 10 comments, Jesse.
If we get 10 likes on this vid, space, please make sure this goes out. If we get 10 likes on this vid, Jesse's gonna do the question thing.
Download my Instagram again.
All right, so NGO. So who wants to go first with the Millennial Thoughts? We're trying this new thing. We're trying something different where we all turn off our screens while the one person gets their shit off about their Millennial Thoughts. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first because I don't think mine is all that great. So
okay. Well, have fun.
All right. And I can only see myself here. My Millennial Thought is on the element of surprise. It feels like we are, it don't even feel like we have so much access to things that we are losing the element of surprise. If I can go from movies where if you don't see Nope tonight, somebody's already writing something about Nope because shit is already written about Nope. You're going to get obviously the reviews. Then after tonight or after tomorrow, you're going to get spoiler reviews. So it's one of those things where I wonder if, like, do we still want the element of surprise? Do we still crave that? Do we still want to know when we're watching wrestling that Cody Rhodes was at WrestleMania and it was already reported 2 weeks ago that he's been talking to WWE, so it's kind of like we knew the setup was coming? Or do we want to be surprised? Do we want to remove ourselves from all those things? Do we want to go into things and genuinely not know? How many times have you went into if you watch the Avengers, if you're into the Marvel universe, how many times have you gone in and stuff has already been spoiled for you, or you came in with that expectation because somebody pumped it up in some sort of way, or you thought it was going to go some way, but you already knew what was going on? So my question is, do we still like, or not even my thought, I wonder, not my question, I wonder, my thought is, do we still like the element of surprise? Do we still go into things trying to see where it goes? Do we watch a TV show and hopefully we look at it and Stranger Things hasn't been fucking ruined for us, or we already know who's gonna die? Or do we care anymore? For me personally, if you tell me I'm gonna watch it, but I do watch it with a little bit of less or I go into it already expecting it and I don't get that feeling no more. And to me, it sucks. Because the more and more I'm going into things, the more and more I'm watching things, I'm, either trying to predict what's going to happen, or I already know what's going to happen, or somebody's already ruined the element of surprise. I can't even look at articles. All the articles I try to read and stuff, it's something, even in the tagline, the headlines, everything, it's already telling you something about what it is. And I think it sucks nowadays. And I think it's dripping into every aspect of life where it just takes the element of surprise away. So I wonder, or my thoughts are, do we still care about the element of surprise? Who's up next?
just to give you a little rebuttal on that, I think that was dope though. I do definitely agree, especially with the wrestling shit. That is something I really hate because our wrestling always gets reported on me, and I'm like, damn, I don't want to know about Cody Rhodes. I want to just hear the music and see him coming out.
So did you know about Kevin Gates?
I know. I don't really watch AEW like that.
I don't watch it either. I just saw the clip.
I mean, I'm an MJF fan. I'm an MJF fan, but and I like Chris Jericho, but I'm not an AEW fan. But okay. I'll go. Mine's real quick. I just want to talk about the state of sports real quick. So, these people have been talking about contracts recently. Today, we had Kyler Murray sign a $230 million contract with 160 other things guaranteed. What I want to say is that I'm finally happy that contracts in the NFL are starting to catch up. But overall, my thoughts is that I think as a fan, we need to sort of take ourselves way back from the contracts and start appreciating the sport more. So where I'm getting at is that, like, recently we had Juan Soto of the Nationals, 23-year-old baseball player who just turned down a 15-year, $440 million contract. And people will say, why? That's a lot of money. Your average American, like, wow, how could you? This is so stupid. How could you fucking turn down this money? No, because in 4 years, when the collective bargain, well, they just fixed their collective bargaining agreement. But in 4 years, when the players are making $50 million a year, that 15 years, $440 million contract is only $29 million a year. When you're only 23, it's like offering Zion a max contract for the rest of his life early. And that's what these MLB teams are doing. They're just offering life contracts to these players who are relatively poor unless they go into arbitration. But I mean, they're not struggling, but they lived in the minor leagues. You're only making so much. Overall, I just think I saw the outrage last week about the Juan Soto turning down $440 million, $500 million. These numbers are just going to go up. Kyler Murray just got $130 guaranteed million of a $260 million deal. Like, these numbers are never coming down. Let's just stop getting mad at the numbers now. Like, these TV deals, baseball get to sell TV deals to Fox for $1 billion. This is why everything is happening. Like, I'm just telling you, these TV, if you look at the money these owners make, nobody will feel bad for an owner that has to pay somebody $30-some-odd million a year. Overall, my millennial thought is, let's just take a step back away from getting all angry about, like, these contracts that we'll be seeing and saying, oh, this is what I would do. Like, no, you're a fucking plumber, you're an electrician, you're a teacher. You can't hit a fastball 200 and, however many feet you can hit it. You can't hit a fastball, because if you did, you'd want the correct amount of money for what to be compensated for, just like how you compensated in your line of work. So that's my millennial thought.
Oh, let me jump in real quick on that. I agree 100%, Ralph. I just add the idea, because somebody's contract, the Kyler Murray contract, and then somebody's like, oh, we're paying for that contract. No, you're not. You have this false idea as a fan that they fed you a long time ago that you are paying for these contracts. You're not. Just get that out of your head. If you don't go to a game, they will be fine. Raul pointed it out. These TV contracts, these split stadium deals, their fucking jersey sales, all these things. You are this big in paying that large contract.
Listen, not to cut you off, but if you just take a look at what's going on with all the naming rights of NBA. Heinz Field has been Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Now it's some shit I can't even fucking name. Mm-hmm. Staples Center has been Staples Center. Still gonna call it Heinz Field. Keep going. Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. Like all these, everybody is selling brand on the brand for the stadium, to the image on the whatever it is. Stop looking at the contracts. I just hate that.
Yeah, those contracts saying that the fact that they try to that team put it out there that he's turning that down to make him look bad. You know what I mean? They didn't tell us the intricacies
to make Juan Soto look like a fucking idiot.
We're too dumb to know the intricacies of that contract. So they just put out numbers, and we're like, "What? You turned down $440 million?"
But it takes a while for you to get to know. Like, you have to be the experienced sports fan to be like, okay, like,
there's more to it.
because that number is just to boast up the agent. Like, look what the agent did. Oh my God, look what the agent did.
Yeah, when the numbers come out,
was able to get this for his guy.
Yeah, exactly. So when those numbers come out, that's either the agent is bragging how much he got for the guy, or the team is like, look, this guy's a selfish guy. He turned down all this money. Like it's all politics at the end of the day.
The only thing I really look at, other than the bigger number, and I'll let you go, Kevin, is just the annual salaries per year. Like LeBron is going to make 47 this year. Like Juan Soto signs that deal in 2 years. He's 22. In 2024, that deal would have kicked in because he has 2 years of arbitration. And arbitration is basically where it's like a franchise tag, where they're only going to pay you like top dollar, top five for your position. So, and it's like when you get, so it's like, it's not a lot of money. Like 29 million is a lot, but for 15 years, can you imagine what these contracts are going to look like? And at the end of this deal, when he's making 29 million and somebody on his team is on a 1 year, $80 million contract, like, get the fuck
I think as fans, we all need to just take a step back and stop.
Be more educated and pay attention to stuff.
Be more educated, pay attention. Also, stop believing that you are such an integral part of this stuff. But go ahead, Kat.
All right, so I normally don't talk a lot of dad stuff on this pod, and I probably should change that up. So, obviously, my daughter, who is 1 and 8 months now, she's very much into every kid's favorite show that everybody, we saw the memes and the jokes about CoComelon. She is very much into CoComelon. We watched CoComelon all the time on Netflix. There's 5 seasons, and every season has a different number of episodes. We watch them front to back and forth, side to side, up and through down. I sing them at work. It's annoying, but it happens. This, I'm sure all parents can relate to this. So obviously we've tried different shows, and in trying different shows, some not really, a lot of them have stuck. Like, we've tried Disney Mickey Playhouse. It worked for a little bit, and then she was off that. We tried something called Lulu. We tried Paw Patrol. She wasn't interested in that. We tried, you name it, we tried that. I know that there's one on YouTube that a lot of people were trying for me to get her into. It was kind of like CoComelon, but the black version of CoComelon, where they kind of rap the ABCs and everything. That she wasn't super duper interested in that. She find one or two she kind of sort of liked, whatever, but she super duper wasn't in that. And then plus, I'm gonna be real, I don't have the YouTube where I don't get commercials, so the commercials always screwed up. So one day, Carolyn came across a show, a brand new show that was on Disney called Eureka. While she was doing Lennox's hair or whatever. So she played the first show, and not to go super in depth about the show, but the show is about a black young girl who's an inventor, and they rewrite history because they make it seem like she invented damn near everything, right? So she goes on an adventure, she has friends, it's a whole bunch of shit, and they sing through, they sing on it or whatever. So she plays the first episode, and Lennox watches it, right? She's laughing and enjoying and watching it. We get through all the way through the to the 4th episode, and she sits the entire time and kind of watches it and stuff. And we're trying to explain stuff to her, and she's thoroughly enjoying the show. She's laughing the entire time, So that was really good. But so the show is brand new, literally can be more than 2 months old. Right? Disney just dropped this show for Disney Plus or whatever. There's only 8 episodes on Disney Plus, right? For whatever reason, the show is in limbo because I guess it hasn't been renewed, but it has been renewed, and they haven't dropped all the episodes on Disney Plus. I want to know why, because we've already watched these 6 or 8 episodes back and front to back. And now she's not tired of them yet, but I'm getting tired of them. And this is just me being a dad. I watched all 8 of these, at least with CoComelon, there was 30 episodes of, the same, 14, 15 songs. This show, we've been watching literally the same, maybe like 4 episodes, because some of the other ones she doesn't even care for. And we watched these ones front to back, and I'm already getting tired of it. So this is basically me. I'm using my millennial thoughts to please and plead to Disney to please drop all the rest of the episodes of Eureka on Disney for streaming. As a dad who comes home and who has a very, very, very active toddler now who can't necessarily sit still anymore, which is, it's fine. She's a kid, whatever. I would like and would appreciate if you would drop all the rest of the episodes of the show Eureka to help and make me and my partner a lot more happy. Thank you. And that's my millennial thoughts. All right. Does anybody have anything else to say before we get out of here? No? No? You guys have no rebuttals? No? That's good. Okay.
Cool. I'm straight, brother. That was a great... I mean, I don't... Hey, you're being selfish, Kev. That's all I got to say.
It's a brand... Rail, you're muted. It's a brand new show. They said they had more episodes, and they haven't dropped all the episodes. I'm just asking, as a consumer, I'm give me all the episodes you said you have.
That Disney XD?
Disney Junior.
Ooh, they got Disney Junior now. Cool. I know.
Okay. So thank you. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for all those who have watched us on YouTube. Thank you for check us out on Spotify. We're back on Spotify. Please like, favorite, and subscribe on Spotify. Please leave a comment on YouTube. Please leave likes on YouTube. 10 likes. And Jesse's going to
do like at least 3
10 likes and
10 likes. 10 likes.
And some
10 likes.
Some feedback. Yeah.
10 likes.
Listen, for everybody who sent me a story, go put a comment.
10 likes and Jesse will go do the NGL question thing in his stories. So please.
And also, if you don't have any questions to ask me and I don't get any questions, I appreciate it. My feelings ain't gonna be hurt. Thank you.
Please like it. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Please like our reels. There's some kind of rumor going on that we'll eventually be on TikTok soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you guys don't have anything else to say,
good luck to you, Poseidon.
We're those millennials, and we're out.